Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a baby scratch to the drop.
Cool.
Okay? Okay? Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Stop. That was good. That was good. Your scratches were on time, and what I liked was you were able to move your record hand back and forth over the beat, coax the scratch sound out of the record, and still drop on the one. That's good.
Awesome.
What I need to do right now is build your confidence. I could tell that you're not sure of yourself when you do the scratch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I could tell by your facial expression, your body language tells me that you know what you need to do, but you're not confident that the moves are coaxing the sound out the way you're accustomed to hearing it.
Yes.
Be more confident in your movement. Your moves on the record dictate the sound that comes out of the speaker. So if you're moving unsure and you're making a face like, I don't know if this is right, but I'm gonna do it because Rob says so, that's the sound you're gonna get, an unsure sounding scratch.
Yep. So
So be more confident in the way you move the record back and forth. Don't be afraid to be aggressive, okay? I'm doing twice as many scratches as you are, so you're going like that is like the basic, rudiment way to scratch. Let's get you being a little more aggressive. Let's try to multiply each scratch.
Yeah.
So instead of giving me, give me twice as much.
So I think that also ties into my habit of kind of throwing the record forward when I drop it. It's also me kind of trying to hold back and not be like too excited when I'm scratching, like, and then dropping,
Gotcha.
dropping into aggressively kind of.
So that's a matter of momentum.
Yeah.
So I'm going to scratch super fast right now, and you're going to see that the drop is still going to be easy and soft, okay?
Yeah.
You're not going to feel the drop. See that?
Yep.
So the objective there is to control your momentum. You got to move faster if you want to give me twice as many scratches.
Right.
But when you are getting ready to do the drop, you want to kind of be conscious of how fast you release the record.
Right.
That's just going to come with practice, okay?
Yep.
But what you don't want to do is this.
Right.
That's what you don't want to do, right?
All the time.
So you want to control your momentum.
Yep.
Control. Is your hand in control of your brain, or is your brain in control of your hand?
Right.
Your brain is in control of your hand. Your brain sends the signals to your hand. Hey, do this, do that.
Right.
So don't let your hand just take over. All right?
Dig.
Just be conscious of what you're doing physically with your hand and do the drop. So let's just practice the drop without the music. Try it. That was good. That was perfect. Let's try to be more balanced and even with the movement. So even hand movements,
Mm-hmm.
help you coax out even sounding scratches, okay? So the minute you go to scratch, commit to how fast you want to go through the end of the scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So don't start like, that's kind of like you're unsure where you want to go.
Yeah.
If you want to start slow, keep it slow. If you want to go fast, start fast. If you want to do a mixture of the two, make sure that it's balanced. See, that's balance there, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is going to come as you practice this more and more.
Right.
But try to kind of, as you're about to scratch, make a choice. I'm going to go slow, I'm going to go fast, or I'm going to do a combination of the two, but still be in control of my hands.
Got you.
And then do your release the way you would normally.
Got you.
That was good. One more. That was a little uneven.
Yeah, they weren't that even there. A little uneven again.
That wasn't bad. Let's do it again. That was good. Now let's practice it on the left. Give it a shot. So let's work on your mechanics right now. So I noticed that like your hand is sort of like, it's like slanted and it's going at this kind of trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try to keep your hand more, excuse me, try your best to keep your hand more straight.
Okay.
All right. So see, it's like a straight line, opposed to moving this way. All right.
I feel like I try to stay with the angle of the record.
Try to be a little straighter.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, you want to move in a way that's natural to you, but mechanics and hand placement do play a role.
Right.
You know?
That's definitely something I wanted to work on. So yeah. That sucked.
Better again. Remember, be confident in your hand moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's better. See, that start was weird.
Yeah.
And when it was like a
Yep.
you know.
That was
Even hand movements.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a righty, so my left hand's a little more spastic.
Control that record. That was good. One more. Good. So now set yourself up the way you did earlier.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think they're both good.
They should be, yeah. They should
Yeah.
be queued up.
So now what we want to see is you drop with a scratch at the beginning. And the whole idea behind scratching is to enhance the experience of listening to Impeach the President.
Right.
It's one thing to drop the beat and hear the drums being looped. It's another thing to add that element of scratching. Now, someone dancing is going to turn around and look at you and be like, what else is he doing there?
Right,
Like,
I'm
this-
not just playing
Right,
the songs,
exactly.
I'm actually
Right,
doing
right.
something
You're-
as a DJ.
right,
That's
exactly.
what I'm looking for, exactly.
Be sure of your movements. All right, more confidence.
Yep.
That was nice. That was good. That was good, Rick. I just want you to be more confident in your hand movements.
Yeah.
There was one where you didn't scratch for the full amount,
Right.
but you still dropped it on beat.
I started scratching on like the 2 or
Right,
the 2
right,
or
right.
something like that.
And it was on the left turntable.
Yep.
I like shit like that because it lets me know that you're still keeping time. You're securing your time.
Yeah.
You don't always have to start scratching on the one. I actually discourage my students from always launching their scratches from the one because that gets monotonous.
Yes.
And me hearing you launch your scratch at the one every pass, I'm just gonna get bored.
Yep.
So every now and then, don't start on a one. Start on a 2 or 3 or maybe even a 4.
Catch
a
'em
quick
off guard,
scratch,
kinda.
catch them off guard, but still make sure your drop is correct.
On the one, right.
What I want to do now is we're gonna practice the same thing on a different record. I'm not gonna demonstrate the drop for you. I want to see you start all of the steps, go through all the motions the way you did on Impeach the President with a new record, and see if your instincts will guide you. The instincts that you've built over the course of the last 30 minutes or so.
Yep.
Do you trust them? Do you trust what you've learned so far? And are you going to let that guide you? You're doing the same exact thing. You're just using a different record.
Yep.
The drop is still a 1.
Yep.
Okay? You may have to make an adjustment with regards to speed. So what I mean is, Impeach the President is a fairly down-tempo, slow song.
Mm-hmm.
There might be songs that move faster. So the steps are the same order, but you just have to go through them quicker to get to the one, because the objective is to not let me hear the vocals.
Right.
You just want to keep the drums going.
Yep.
Okay?
Gotcha.
So give it a shot. Give me some scratches. Now give me a different scratch on this one. Nice. That was nice. That was real nice. I love that. From the side. Let's talk about what just happened there.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. All right? Be honest. If I was wrong,
Yeah.
tell me I was wrong. You went to do the scratch, but you kind of there was a faultiness. Like you felt like something happened.
It was a shitty scratch.
It was so it was a shitty scratch. It was almost like, it looked to me like there was like you had a brain fart.
Mm-hmm.
Like your hand just kind of your brain wanted to do one thing and your hand did something else. But actually, for me, of all the passes, that was one of 2 that really stood out. The one that stood out before, you just kind of did a really cool rhythm and dropped. You did a rhythm that I hadn't seen you do for this entire lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing about doing the baby scratch, or AKA rubs, is you want to also be rhythmic and funky with the way you move. You don't want to just go give it, give it, give it, give it. That gets so boring.
So easily.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So sometimes you want to go give it, give it, give it, give it, give it, give it.
Yeah, syncopated.
Yeah, syncopated, get funky with it, right? And you did that without any prompting from me. I was just like, yo, just give me some more variety, and then you started going for different rhythm. Trust yourself, dude. It's already in you. Obviously, it came out, right?
Yeah.
That's number 1. 2, the reason this last one stuck out for me is because you made an error. You had a slight brain fart, but you didn't let that make the process of you delivering the scratch collapse. You kept it together, muscled through the little brain fart, got back on beat, scratched, and then dropped it on time.
Yeah.
That is major. That's major. A lot of beginners, when they go to do a scratch, the minute they make a mistake, everything collapses.
Yep.
And they're like, that sucked. Or they look at me like that wasn't good. And it's like, well, don't look at me. You're DJing right now.
Yep.
And why are you acknowledging your mistake? If I'm talking to you, and I do this a lot, I'll stutter, I'll trip over a word. I'm not going to point out to you that I just tripped over a word. I just muscle through and get out what I want to say.
Yep.
It's the same thing when you're scratching. If you make a mistake, ignore it, move on, get past it, get back to the scratch. Make sure you make up for it with the drop. And you did that last pass. That was awesome.
Nice.
Just one more thing before we move on. I just want to, building off the whole rhythmic scratches now. Now again, more confidence, and I want you to coax more rhythm out of the baby scratch.
Okay.
Okay. So what I want us to do now is just coax more rhythm out of that baby scratch. There's so many different patterns of movement that you could apply with the baby scratch. Try not to just keep it at or you could build off that.
Yep.
You could do so much, all right? So just have more fun with it. Have more fun with it. I gave you 3 different rhythms.
Yep.
Right there. All based on the baby scratch.
Yep.
So just try to have more fun with it. Be more expressive is what I'm hoping you could do this pass.
Okay.
That was nice. That was nice. I love that. That was awesome. How do you feel?
Feel a lot better now. I was like, what I was able to do, especially a couple of the ones where you were like, oh, okay. I was thinking about the scratches I wanted to do before it came in. So I kind of thought about the rhythm, and even though I wasn't necessarily duplicating the exact sound I heard in my head, I figured that's something that'll come more with time. I was still hitting those rhythms kind of for the most part, so it was kind of, I was able to premeditate it. I was comfortable enough physically to do all of that I could think about something that I wanted to do and then implement it kind of.
Perfectly said. I love what you just said. You were so comfortable, you reached a level of comfort that allowed you to almost focus on 2 different things at the same time.
Yep.
There was a physical focus that you were applying to the movements and the steps, and then there was a mental focus, almost like a foresight, a foreshadowing that like, all right, this next round, as you're rewinding or about to do the drop, you're already thinking of the next scratch.
Exactly.
And that's maturity. That's DJ maturity. If I were to compare what you just said to Ryman, Supernatural is one of my favorite, probably
Beast.
my favorite, not probably, definitely my favorite freestyle rapper. And I remember talking to him, I'm like, yo, how is it that you make your shit sound like you wrote it weeks before? How is it that it comes out so clear and concise and tight? And he's like, yo, like, as I'm rapping to you, I'm already thinking of the next 2-3 lines. Like, I saw someone's shirt and it says hip hop for life, and I already know 3 lines before I get to that person's shirt what I'm gonna say to make the word life rhyme with strife.
Yup.
or trife or whatever the case is. As I'm rhyming, I already know.
I can relate to that because I freestyle.
Right.
Like that's how I met Rabbi and all.
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Big up Rabbi Dockside. What up, man?
Yeah.
So apply that skill that you have as a freestyle rhymer, that same kind of mental gymnastics to the turntable. You know, and you did that just now. That was awesome. And there were times where you might have dropped and it wasn't perfect, but know this too, dude. Technology has a lot of DJs twisted because DJs today think that everything they do has to be perfect, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. If you listen to like the classic
James Brown,
yeah,
Sly and the Family Stone,
there was always like a little bit of imperfection in their playing because that's what gives it that personality. You know what I mean? And you brought up actual, you know, musicians. Not that scratching isn't you know, being a musician, it is. But I was actually going to give the example of like DJs like Jam Master Jay, Grandmaster Flash. If you listen to old tapes, even songs, like if you listen to Here We Go, Run DMC, which was recorded live at the Funhouse, Jam Master Jay is going back and forth on Big Beat, Billy Squire, and he makes numerous mistakes on that recording. Like you hear him kind of like drop the one like a half beat late sometimes, but Run and DMC keep rhyming. Like that's a part of the mystique of this is the idea that like this is all happening live in real time, and you're controlling this music and having the wherewithal to like recover from a slight mistake because you're human. Mm-hmm. This art for me at its most interesting has some kind of like up and down tension to a set, to whether it's a routine or a set. There are times where there's this like creative turmoil because like you go to do something, you make a mistake, and then for me watching you, it's like, oh shit, there was a little mistake there. Can he recover? Mm-hmm. That's a part of like the experience of seeing a DJ. If everything is perfect and you're just seamless from song to song, scratch to scratch, for me, there's just no personality in that. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid of making a mistake. That actually gives what you're doing personality, believe it or not.